in our last video, we are given some arithmetical expression to execute, and in course of evaluating the expression, some operators were considered first before the others. This is because we put into consideration the order of precedence, okay, which is the PEMDAS. We put it into consideration, okay. Now we are also given, in that same video, we are given an Excel sheet containing a table, and a problem was given to us to evaluate using that table on that sheet. And in course of evaluating the problem, we noticed we were able to apply some formulas and function in Excel. Today, we are also going to apply some formulas and function in Excel using this given problem before us. Now the problem says, from the total number of items sold per year, calculate the tax rate of 12%. The next one said, in another worksheet, add the bonus of 20 items to the yearly total items gotten from the previous sheets. Without wasting time, let's quickly go to the Excel sheet. Now this is a given table, and we are using this table to evaluate that particular question, okay. The question says, from the total number of items sold, we are looking at total here per year, which means we are looking at the total of each year, okay. The total number, and then calculate the tax rate of 12%. So we are calculating the tax rate from the total we'll be getting from the each year, okay. So now, which means we'll add total and then we also add the tax. So now let's say total, okay. We have added a record total. We'll also look for a record tax, or let's say total, because we are saying we are getting this 12%. They say 12% of the total, the given total, okay. 12% of the given total. So this is sorry, I want to total. Then this is this should be total, the total multiplied by the task, okay, the given task, okay. Question said, calculate the tax rate of 12% from the given total, okay, which is total times the task, okay. For us to get the total, is either we pull it, because this is the table we have in our previous video. It's either we pull out the total from the previous video, or we calculate the total. Now let's calculate the total together, okay. Let's say equal to sum. So we are calculating this column and press our enter key. So this is the total for this column. Without wasting time, let's replicate it in other cell, okay. So we have succeeded in getting the total, okay. So now for us to get the 12% tax rate of the total, okay, we now say equal to the total equals to this total multiply by this, okay, H1. Press our enter key. So by so doing, we've been able to get the percentage. We've been able to get the value of the 12% gotten from the total, okay. 12% of this total, which is this, okay. So now, if let's drag it down. Dragging it down, you notice that the other values gave us what? 0, okay. Now if you click on this value, you are multiplying it by the cell, by a particular cell, which is this, okay, H1. Now if you click on this, you are multiplying D5 by what cell? Note that if you are multiplying any value at all Any value you are multiplying with 0 will give you 0. So we are multiplying d5 with what? There is no value here, so it returns what? 0. So now, in order to make this value constant, because we are referencing all this cell to a particular cell, this particular record, for us to get the values on this particular cell, we are referencing it to h1. So we need to make h1 constant so that it will be replicable in this other cell. So what we need to do, we need to add our dollar sign. Okay? So by so doing, we have made it a constant. Okay? So now let's replicate it in this other cell. So we have succeeded in replicating it in other cell. By so doing, we have gotten the 12% of the total value, okay, of each of these cell. Okay? If for any reason you want to change it, maybe let's say it has been increased from 12 to 15%. You see that the value down will also change. Okay? You don't need to start carrying out any other function. It has also changed from 12 to 15. So let's stick to what we had before, which is 12, because that's what our question said. Okay? So 12. So our value, this is 12. So it's now 12% of the given total. Okay? So now the next question says we have succeeded in doing that. One thing you need to know, in cell reference, we have two types of cell referencing. We have relative and we have absolute. So what we just did here, the cell referencing we just did here is called absolute. In absolute, you have the cell remains what? Constant. If you look at this H1, it remains constant on all the cells. Why this one varies? Okay, and that is why this one is called relative. Okay, if you click on it, you see that the column label and the row label keep changes as you click on each cell. But if you click on this one, you know that the column label on this, the H1, remains what? Constant. So, and that is what? Absolute. Okay, so now let's quickly look at the next question that says, in another worksheet, add the bonus of 20 items to the yearly total item gotten from the previous sheets. Okay, so we are going to add 20% bonus. Let's quickly open an Excel sheet. We are told that 20 items bonus was given. Okay, let's say bonus 20. Okay, this is a bonus of 20. Okay, let's increase it and bold it. If you look very well on the critically on the question, it said in another worksheet, add the bonus of 20 items to the yearly total. So we are making reference to the yearly total and also total and the yearly total gotten from the previous sheet. So we need this, we need the header, which is the yearly total, and we also need this value, the total value here. Okay, so now let's pull the header here. Let's say equal to this. Okay, we want to pull the whole of this row, okay, which is the header row. We want to pull it, which is where the years are. Okay, the different years, the 6 years. So let's say okay, this is returning 0 because it's an empty cell. So now let's drag it. Okay, so we have our 6 years complete. Yeah, this is the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and fifth year, and the 6th year. So this is 0 because it was an empty cell. Okay, let's format this header accordingly. Okay, let's highlight it. Let's highlight. Let's give it a darker blue and the cell white color. Let's bold the text. Let's increase it a little. Okay, so now let's give this one a different color, green. Okay, it's all right. So now the next thing we're looking at is the total, because they said the 20 items was being added to the total from each year. So let's say we are going to pull the total from the other record. Let's say equal to, let's come to this other sheet, the absolute sheet. Now let's click on this because we want to pull this record. So we are clicking from the start. Okay, we want the record to pull, let it pull from here. So we now say enter. So we have our total here. Okay, so let's drag it, and all the record on that row will be replicated here. Okay, so we now have the total values. Okay, let's bold this and increase the font. So we have the total. So how do we get the bonus? For us to get the bonus, let's say total plus bonus. Okay, total plus bonus. Okay, so now let's bold it. Let's bold it and increase it a little so that it will follow suit. Okay, well, let's say equal to total plus bonus. This is the total plus the bonus, which is 20. Okay, so one thing you need to know is that this 20, just like we did in this other cell, if you say enter, you see we've added 20 to this, which has been added to this particular value. Okay, so now if you drag it to fill up other cells, you see that the 20 did not affect these other cells. Why? Because the 20, we did not make it constant. It's as if the 20 is meant for only this cell. So in order to make the 20 constant, because we don't want to start adding the 20 to each of these cells, what if we have a larger table? It will take our time. So in order to make it applicable to this other cell, let's add our $sign. Okay, and press enter. So but after that, you can now drag it. When you drag it, you notice that it has been replicated. It has now affected these other cells. If you look at this value, add 20 to it, you have this. If you look at this value, add 20 to it, you have this. Same to others with other cells. And if you click on the cell, you note that this one remains constant, which is now absolute. Okay, this value remains constant, it does not change. But look at the other value before the plus. You notice that it changes. Okay, it varies, it changes. That is why we call it relative cell referencing. But here we have our absolute cell referencing. Now we have succeeded in exploring that. Let me just add this. Okay, this is not part of our question, but I just want to say, in case we want to pull the data from August to September. Let's click on August and say enter. What did I do? I clicked on equal sign, then I went to the other cell and I clicked on August, because we want to pull the record from August through what? December. Okay, so now to do that, say equal to, come here, type August. Okay, press enter key. So now I want to pull the record from August through December. To do that, say equal to, come here, type August. Okay, press enter key. So you now have your August here. Okay, you can now drag the record, you can now drag that particular cell to fill the record on August. Okay, so if you want it down, continue, you fill. As you're dragging it, it fills all the record downwards. Okay, but we just need only August through December. So this is how you can pull records from one cell to the other cell. Without wasting time, let's look at the next question. The next question says, thanks for being with me thus far, and ensure you don't miss out in our next class. Share this link to everyone around you so they can be part of this free online training. If you don't need this package today, remember that others might, as more educational content will keep reaching you from this channel. Once again, I remain Deborah from Devitech. Don't fail to subscribe for notification on our upcoming videos. Thanks and bye for now.